Good afternoon and welcome to News. I'm Salmata Jalloh. Coming up in this afternoon's edition of News, Inspector General of Police Francis Muno expressed appreciation to the China Railway 7th Group for promoting education in Jue. Environmental Protection Agency and Office of National Security continue committee engagement in disaster-prone areas. Brank of Sierra Leone Assistant Director says dollarization is an internal factor negatively affecting the economy. And Chief Justice Abdullahi Chem launches 2016 to 2021 strategic plan of the judiciary. All the stories, including business and sports, online this afternoon. Welcome to News. For our first story this afternoon, the Inspector General of Police, Francis Muno, has expressed appreciation to the China Railway 7 Group for their timely intervention to promote education in the Jue community. He made this commendation during the handing over of a newly constructed REC primary school constructed by the company at Jue. Joseph Stanley witnessed the handing over.
The handover of new constructed primary school will go a long way in promoting education as well as ease the transport burden on pupils in the Jue community. Handing over the structure, Deputy Chinese Ambassador Wang Yiming maintained that the construction of the school is part of the company's corporate social responsibility to develop their areas of operation. He pointed out that the Chinese government has done a lot for Sierra Leone, adding that this is the 45th anniversary of the cordial relationship between Sierra Leone and China. Ambassador Ming encouraged the beneficiaries to make good use of the facilities to enhance their educational pursuit and called on other companies to emulate the good example of the China Railway 7th Group. The Inspector General of Police, Francis Muno, on behalf of the Jue community, thanked the China Railway 7th Group for their timely intervention to address the educational needs of children in the community. He said the construction of the school will go a long way to ease the transportation burden on children to attend school in other communities, noting the cordial relationship between the police and the community. The Inspector General of Police described education as key to national development and appealed to parents and caregivers to ensure their children benefit from the structure as well as maintain it.
We are very thankful for this support because it will go a long way to provide the educational needs of children of police officers, because they no longer have to commute long distances to get their primary education. They no longer have costs. Lunch can be easily affordable because if you don't have money to give to your children, you can prepare food at home, and when they break for lunch, they can go and have a good lunch.
The Minister of Works, Housing and Infrastructure, Alhaji Kemo Sisi, explained the relationship between Sierra Leone and China and expressed hope that the country will continue to benefit from those ties. He commended the China Railway 7th Group for their laudable gesture and appeal for scholarship for pupils to pursue their educational career. The chief of the Jue community also thanked the company for the school and assured them that they will make good use of the facilities to promote education in the community and its environs. SLBC News, Joseph Stanley reporting.
A fire incident yesterday at the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources caused damage to the office of the minister in Kalomansuri at U building. It could be recalled that in 2015, it ended with several fire disasters in government institutions, and this is the first time fires causing damage in the offices of U building. We'll now bring you highlights of what exactly happened yesterday.
I just want. And I think they will tell Analisa why made with the support of people about. Sorry. Meanwhile, I think we don't get any information from the fire marshals they say. And for now, it is 75% building not safe. And since it is 75%, the law advice say we can go up now on a normal office system. And however, when I just get down there and note say there have been a fire, anything can happen. So then we inform on about say for candles. So they are all not going on our office there, all on our appliances there, and I not put them on yet. And I wait for us, don't see anything for happen for the next 30 minutes. Because anything will happen, and not anything happen if electricity today, that will not keep it on. And I will say thanks to now for our cooperation. I think that will look up to us here and them for come together for us make a better Sierra Leone. Once more, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
That was exactly what happened yesterday. A fire incident at the office of the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources at U building. The Environmental Protection Agency and the Office of National Security discontinued their community engagement in disaster-prone areas across the country. This is to prepare the minds of persons living in those communities of the consequences of foreseen disaster in such areas. It could be recalled that flood disaster in September last year left several deaths and huge financial loss. Some 30 communities in West Indies have been identified as disaster-prone areas. Our own Sheikh Usmana reports.
Now here, and most Sierra Leoneans are worried with last year's flood disaster in mind. Torrential rains can cause flooding, and the prayer now is for divine intervention. However, what many believe is that man's activity needs to be controlled, as the attitude of humans to the environment is most times responsible for environmental disasters. Deforestation, improper disposal of waste, banking or blocking of waterways are among reasons for flooding. Sierra Leone is vulnerable to climate change, which has been endorsed by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. In 2014, Sierra Leone was identified as the third most vulnerable country to climate change. And in 2015, Sierra Leone further dropped to the second most vulnerable country to climate change, which indicates non-improvement. Because of global warming, the ice belt is melting, which can lead to sea level rise. This makes communities along the coast vulnerable to flooding. The Environment Protection Agency and the Office of National Security have embarked on a nationwide campaign in disaster-prone areas. This campaign has started in the capital, Freetown, and several communities have been visited by the Environment Protection Agency and ONS. Also, grassroots women have been talking to people in these communities in different local languages. The rains are here, and people should be aware of last year's flooding that left several people dead and many homeless. Stop cutting trees, blocking waterways, depositing rubbish into the drainages, and banking to erect structures along the coast have been among key messages from EPA and ONS.
The way a man will the own way environment, now don't make things they happen like how they happen so. One thing about the environment, we protect and they protect you, but we not protect and they protect you. First of all, they get Hamatan, now forget Hamatan self now. You know they know self say now Hamatan saying this. At the beginning now self what they born, they don't know anything Hamatan. The place like how it they warm. I they want, so if you continue, may you tonight at times so they go to bed when they wear clothes because of the hot. If the place continue for hot, so say it pass back after 5-10 years, there's small picking away sit down, so they young grand picking out then get for day.
Then disaster prone areas there, what Bookman call disaster prone area, how they live na side away if Boku income, then they affect, especially with flooding. The meteorological department, the department within a salon, the government said, then they for study the weather. The recent report we just pulled about 2 weeks ago now that this year, the rain season, the rain not for Tio, you need it, rain not for go the collect all day. It can't short, but very high intensity. What does that mean? It can't short, but it can very, very heavy, with heavy power. And we know say not to that they can all the way the trees will cause problem, not so. But now they can short number you see September 16 last year, just 1 hour 30 minutes. We see what happened, not so. Well, according to the meteorological department, then say for happen this year.
Among communities that have been targeted so far are Crabtown, Krube, Mamila, Colbert, Oloshoro, Big Wharf, Susan's Bay, Potty Wharf, Rukupa Wharf, Hamilton, and Funkia Godrich. Some markets have also been targeted by EPA and ONS. Reporting for SLBC News, I'm Sheku Smaila.
A release from the Human Resource Management Office states that a support to civil service reform program is jointly funded by the government of Sierra Leone and the European Union Commission in Sierra Leone. The reform programs will look at capacity building across all cadres in the civil service in the areas of training and staff development, providing institutional support to the Human Resource Management Office, Cabinet Secretariat, Civil Service Training College, and the Local Government Service Commission, and the right sizing of the civil service to maintain productive staff across ministries, departments, and agencies. The reform program, according to the release, will pay severance package benefits to over 1,000 junior cadres from grades 1 to 6 between the ages of 56 and 58 years that have been slated for early retirement. Cabinet also approved payment of nurses' contributions in respect of the affected personnel for the remaining period until they retain the age of 60 years. Early retirees under the scheme will be offered an optional post-retirement short-term training in basic management and entrepreneurial skills by the Government Technical Institute in the Western area and the provincial headquarter towns, the release concludes. The Chief Justice of Sierra Leone, Abdullah Cham, has launched a strategic plan of the judiciary for 2016 to 2021 at the Court's #1 Law Courts building. The strategic plan entails ways to address the challenges affecting the justice system and ways to take the courts to higher level. Chief Justice Cham stressed that the implementation of the strategic plan have already started. He called on partners and the government to fund the plan, pointing out that it needs lots of resources to actualize it. He reaffirmed his commitment to improving the justice system. Director of Budget Ministry of Finance, Matthew Dingy, called on the judiciary to work with the minister to prepare a bill that would make it compulsory to allocate 0.5% of the national budget to the justice system. Currently, Matthew Dingy went on, the allocation of money from the judiciary is less than 7 billion leones. Lawyers and judges present called on the justice system to stop delaying judgment, especially on land cases, improve on note taking, and create a website for judiciary. The Reform Committee Chair, Justice Desmond Edwards, said the strategic plan stated entails ways of improving the judiciary. He noted that there are 25 judges in the country, serving more than 7 million people in Sierra Leone. The new country coordinator of USAID has called on the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Salmata at his style office, I beg your pardon. USAID is an independent agency that enhances economic development and provides humanitarian assistance around the world in support of foreign policy goals of the United States. Our foreign affairs correspondent, I wanted to come to witness deliberations.
USAID work supports long-term and equitable economic growth and advances U.S. foreign policy objectives by supporting economic growth, agriculture and trade, global health and democracy, conflict prevention, and humanitarian assistance. Presenting the envoy, the U.S. ambassador to Sierra Leone, John Hoover, spoke of USAID supports to Sierra Leone and lauded government's development efforts.
Your government's development efforts, including the post-Ebola recovery plan, which the President launched on Monday, and with the longer-term development for the Agenda for Prosperity.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Samuel Kamara, said the coming of the USAID country coordinator is timely, citing the launch of the President's recovery priorities, which he said complements the Agenda for Prosperity. He said they are aware of the role USAID is playing in Sierra Leone's development drive and pledged their commitment to USAID.
Certainly,
are very much aware and the role of USAID. USAID is, despite the small age, it has always become a household name, especially in the areas of intervention in the past.
Country Coordinator Khadijat Monjindi spoke of USAID projects in Bo, Kenema and Tonkolili and disclosed plans by our organization towards the country's recovery priorities. In another engagement, the new FAO representative to Sierra Leone, Yambenyi Tipo, presented a letters of credence to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Salmata Kamara. Madam Tipo said she is happy for the success of the Ebola fight and development taking place in the country's post-Ebola recovery drive.
Trying to put forward a response spearheaded by the President of the country, and this is a very serious commitment. FAO is truly committed to support this initiative for our country.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Salmata Kamara, recognized FAO contributions to Sierra Leone's development drive. He assured the envoy of their support and wished her well in her tour of duty. FAO has supported Sierra Leone's agriculture, health, trade, and technical cooperation, among others. I want to continue reporting for SLBC TV News.
President Alex Barkroma left Freetown this morning for Conakry, Guinea to attend the extraordinary summit of the heads of state and government of the Mano River Union. The summit is to review the activities of the Mano River Union Basin, which span across many sectors of government, including regional peace, security, post-Ebola economic recovery, and external relations, as well as ongoing running of the Secretariat. Details of the summit will be on at 9 tonight. The National Minerals Agency, with support from the World Bank and DFID, has launched the country's Geodata Information Management System in Freetown. It is designed to attract investors, provide support and guidance to mining companies in Sierra Leone. The Geodata Information Management System was set up by a German consulting firm, GAFAG. As Ibrahim Summa reports, the launching took place at the Miata Conference Center.
Extractive Industry Technical Assistant Project Mustafa Jibril said the Geodata Information Management System is an important milestone in supporting the government's development agenda in creating an enabling environment for mineral sector investment and ensuring transparency and accountability in the minerals sector in accordance with best practice.
Total project cost is $11.35 million. With the World Bank contribution of $8 million and the DFID contribution of $3.35 million.
The Director General of the National Minerals Agency, Sawande, said the new Geodata Information Management System will serve as a platform to promote the mining sector, attract investment into the sector, and provide support and guidance to mining companies. He said the system will directly and indirectly help to achieve the core 6 strategic objectives. Mr. Wande lauded the World Bank and DFID for providing the funds for the project.
The government revenue from the mining sector in 2014 amounted to 386 billion leones, representing 18% of total revenue collected by the NRA. This contribution declined significantly in 2015 due to the shutdown of the iron mines. As I stand here before you this morning, I'm happy to inform you that the Tonkolili iron ore mine is now back in full operation.
Launching the project, the Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Abdul Ignosin Kuruma, said since they took governance in 2007, the Mines Ministry has undertaken a number of reforms in the mine sector, which he said resulted in effective management of the country's minerals wealth. Mr. Kuruma described the establishment of the Geodata Information System as a testament of the desire of the Mines Ministry to ensure that the mineral sector plays its rightful role as the engine for economic growth.
We are confident that the Geodata Information Management System will significantly contribute to making this a reality. On behalf of the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Honorable Alaji Minkayo Mansare, it is my pleasure to formally launch For the first time in the history of our country, the Sierra Leone Geodata Information Management System adopted.
The Geodata Information Management System is expected to improve the way the National Minerals Agency collects and manages data, monitors and regulates the mining sector. It was designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze and present all types of geodata and allows users to interact with the system to get useful information.
The 6th African Digital Television Development Seminar in Beijing, organized by Star Times, is underway in China. The seminar is focused on making digital television more accessible to users. It also provides a reliable decision-making basis for African governments to be able to develop policies and regulations for digitalization and post-digitalization industry development. Over 140 officials in broadcasting institutions, some 41 African and Asian countries, out of which 30 ministerial representatives are attending. Salient's Minister of Information and Communications, Mohamed Bangura, is engaging Star Times for the transformation of from the country's broadcasting from analog to digital. Most countries are putting in place strategies to transition their broadcast sectors from analog to digital in a bid to take advantage of the dividend that new digital opportunities present. The transition from analog to digital broadcasting is expected to help nations create opportunities for the provision of ICT applications and multi-service applications. It also contributes to the efficient use of spectrum and paves the way for digital dividend. The Safrako Limba Descendants Union has launched an education trust fund with a view to promoting education among its membership. The launching took place at the basement of the National Pentecostal Church at Congo Town. Abdul Samsisi reports.
Senior pathologist Dr. Owis Kroma said the trust fund will be used to support the needy and other vulnerable persons in the society. He also pledged the sum of 5 million leones as a show of commitment towards the development of the Safroko Limba Descendants Union. According to Mr. Kroma, the first 2 children who will perform excellently in their work will benefit from the Education Trust Fund. Bishop Tamba Kroma, in his keynote address, called for brotherly love to prevail among members of the union. Bishop Kroma intimated that fighting, jealousy and hatred are vices that can demotivate members of the Safroko Limba Descendants Union. He urged the membership to be united as the launching of the union is to help the needy and promote peace and unity among the ethnic Safroko Limba tribe. For SLBC News, Abdul Samsisi reporting.
Well, up next is the business news, and for that we join my producer, Juanette, for the business update.
Thanks, Salmata. Hello and welcome to the business update with me, Awanatu Conte. AfriCell Sierra Leone has presented prizes to the first set of winners of the AfriCell 3G Plus Ramadan show, totaling 66 million leones, including 50 million leones to SSS1 student of the Benevolent Islamic Secondary School, Makini. The presentations were held at the company's headquarters, Wilberforce in Freetown. Eva Jasco sent us this report.
According to the head of media AfriCell, Nancy Joseph, under the provisions of the Finance Act 2008, on lottery winning from 500,000 units and above are subjected to 10% lottery tax, which must be paid to the National Revenue Authority. Added VAT. To win AfriCell 3G++ Ramadan show, you must be a subscriber of AfriCell. The Chief Corporate Affairs Officer Joe Abbas Bangura said cash winning from the regions will be sent through Splash facility. He added that on Tuesday night, 2 subscribers won the star prize of 50 million leones. Samuel Din Bangura of Kisii and Ishmael Sise of Kisii Bypass Road, and payment will be done in the next presentation.
ITEL, one of the things that the ITEL 3G++ phone, we don't get a total of 52 winnings them, and 13 people win phone from the eastern part of the country, 15 from the northern part of the country, 8 in the southern part of the country, the western area 16 people them. So 52 phones, they don't win. Win goals will get 4,000 megabytes. So now 12 people win 4,000 megabytes, and then 2 in the eastern part of the country, 2 in the north, 1 in the south, west and area, 7 in total 12. Win goods them we get 2,000 megabytes, 5 in the eastern province, eastern region, and the north 12. The north 9 after western area, they total everything, and south now 8, western area now 14, total 39. And when we don't mean with my 5, we get 2,000 megabytes now 29. Would you believe that? 3 at the eastern region, 6 at the north, 6 at the south. Catch up this time. Western area 14, total 29. So total cash we then win today now 66 million.
The winner of the 50 million leones, Abdullahi Selwuri, a 15-year-old SS1 pupil of the Benevolent Islamic Secondary School, Makeni, said he uses his lunch to play and thanks God Almighty for his grace during the holy month of Ramadan, and assured Africell of utilizing the money to pursue his education career. Responding, the father of the 50 million leones winner, Ahmad Wuri, said he never believed Africell, but with this winning, he now has strong confidence on Africell. The other 2 winners of the star prize, Samuel Din Bangura of Kisii, said he dropped out of school after his WAS examination in 2014 due to financial constraints. He said with the 50 million leones from Africell, he is determined to continue his education. Ishmael Sise of Kisii, who sat to the WAS in 2012, promised to add value to his present business and assured Africell that he will contribute to the country's economy. The demonstration by the winner of You Sabi Cooks, Master Sabi, and the distribution of prizes to winners of the Africell 3G++ Ramadan show climaxed the presentation ceremony.
As part of its corporate social responsibility, Airtel has donated food items worth millions of leones to hundreds of Muslims at Masjid Tawhid, Rubangba Community, Hastings. The donation is part of Airtel's humanitarian gesture during the month of Ramadan. Aruna Patrick Kamara filed in this report.
Food items Muslims during the holy month of Ramadan is an annual event by Airtel to support Muslims and 14 mosques countrywide. According to the managing director, Airtel Sierra Leone, Oladapo Olasopi, the items cost 300 million leones. The items include rice, cooking oil, sugar, milk, onions, tomato, toothpaste, salts, mayonnaise, and Ovaltine. Mr. Olasopi noted that similar donation will be made in other mosques in the country.
We are happy to be here, to be part of the Iftar today. And just like Mohammed has spoken, we don't, we go everywhere, and that's why we are here today. And we pray that in this moment or in this month of fasting, Allah will give us
Chief Imam Masjid Tawhid Rubangba Community, Usman Sharif, thanked Airtel for the gesture for considering them. With this donation, he added, Allah will continue to promote Airtel and call on them to expand the mosque community. Airtel Sierra Leone continues to improve its business strategy, and their contribution to the country's socio-economic development is remarkable, especially in the
That's the business update. I'm Awana Tukonte. Stay glued.
Thank you very much, Awanatu. Well, we cannot bring you sport at this point, and that's how we round things up this afternoon. And now turning news the main points again. The Inspector General of Police, Francis Munoza, has expressed appreciation to the China Railway 7th Group for promoting education in Jue. The Environmental Protection Agency and Office of National Security have continued community engagement in disaster-prone areas. The Bank of Sierra Leone Research Assistant Director has said that dollarization is an internal factor negatively affecting the economy. And the Chief Justice Abdullahi Chem has launched the 2016 to 2021 strategic plan of his judiciary. That's all in this edition of News. Many thanks to my producer, Hawanatu Conte, editor Ibrahim Mansuri, and my makeup artist, Anne Marie Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Up next is Issues in the News.